the way that I would interpret that is life's too short to tolerate marketers who don't try to work out the pressures that a CEO feels. That's the way that quote should be should be put, you know. And you know, it's like, when you make your living from design or from communications, and we make our living from design, it's very easy to get self-righteous about it and, oh, look at the mistakes those guys made and how can they be so stupid. But when you recognise the pressures that the folks at the top have and the competing pressures for budget and for their time and their attention and their energy, they can't give it to everything. And it's very, very difficult for those folks to be able to get every single decision right. So I would certainly say it's easy to be self-righteous. It's easy to look at the man or the woman at the top and wonder how such a clown got in such a position. But the truth is, you know, to go back to Andy's point, we can certainly work harder to talk in their language, speak in terminology that's more familiar to them than it is to us. Spend time understanding what are their problems and how does the bit that I'm responsible for, marketing, contribute to solving some of those problems. I think we can work harder.
Does that come down to understanding the language of the boardroom better? Because I remember the thing we did before, Andy, there was a throwaway line you said on it, you know, marketers are over here talking about all these things, and meanwhile, but the line I think you said was, meanwhile all the grown-ups in the boardroom are, you know, and is that, I mean, that's a very real presentation of the perception of marketing in an awful lot of organisations.
So it's that quote to me, and I think Gareth improved it much better than I'm about to do, but to me that quote says something like, life's too short to work for a CEO who doesn't get marketing tactics. Because I've never met a CEO who doesn't understand marketing strategy. Who are we targeting? What are they going to buy from us? What are our objectives? I've met loads of CEOs who don't have the first idea what SEO is, how to do Facebook ads, what the point of social media is, and lots of other things, and does TV work for their brand? I've met loads of those. But when you talk to CEOs about what are the objectives for the year and who are you targeting and why should people buy their product, most of them know all of that. So are you talking about a CEO who doesn't know marketing tactics? You're like, oh, well, that's the thing. That's your job, right? Your job is to do that thing. So for me, yeah, marketers, and again, I think there's maybe a big and a small company thing going on. And when I was younger, I dodged going to work for a big company. I didn't want to. I didn't like it. I liked working in small, medium companies where you could do lots of things. I look back now and think I wish I'd have gone to work for a big company with thousands of people because I'd have had to learn different things. And I look at that and I think certainly in smaller companies, marketers are much more the colouring in department. In bigger companies, you don't see it as much. They're actually, you have to be very commercial and you have to do very, very useful things that deliver results. But this perception of marketers being the colouring in department or the children and the grown-ups are in the boardroom is hard to shake because marketers get thrown into tactics, love tactics, do this brilliantly, and then start wondering why they're not getting promoted or why the finance person takes over as CEO and the marketing person doesn't. Because they've spent the whole time with the crayons, that's why. And I think maybe there's like a big company, small company distinction there a little bit. But I think that's why I refer to the board often as the grown-ups rather than the marketers, because it just feels that way a lot of the time.